Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Oi and Tomorrow. I'm Maribel.
And I'm Veronica.
And we have an exciting topic for you today.
Yeah, have you ever felt like, when you got promoted or you got a new job, you felt like, oh my God, they're going to catch on to me that I'm not supposed to be here, or that, I'm faking it till I make it, or anything like that?
Oh my gosh, yeah, especially when I was younger. I just felt like I don't belong here, I'm not supposed to be here. Who am I? Like, who do I think I am? All that internal dialogue.
Yeah. It's certainly, come up for me feeling inadequate, feeling like somebody's gonna catch on to me that I'm not supposed to be in certain places, in certain meetings.
Around certain people.
Yeah, in the boardroom.
Oh, yes.
So today we want to talk about that and what that feeling is, so that you too can have some ways to overcome what is known as imposter syndrome.
Yeah, there is a name for it. It's imposter syndrome, and it is experienced by people all across different backgrounds, different statuses,
ages,
different cultures, and even people like Oprah and celebrities have talked about feeling imposter syndrome,
right?
Which is the feeling of feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't belong here, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, and they're going to find out.
Right.
And I'm a fraud.
Yeah.
Something of that variation, but I think you have the actual definition.
Yeah, so let me read us the definition. Imposter syndrome is a psychological pattern in which an individual doubts their accomplishments and has a persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud.
Exactly. So we've both experienced that.
Yeah.
The feeling of like, because, we've been the first in our families to do, not just only go to college, but be around certain groups or types of events and things like that.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to say that I've been able to overcome it for the most part. What about you?
I actually was feeling it very recently. I was talking to my therapist and telling her, the feelings that I'm going through ahead of shooting, and she asked me if I felt like I was prepared, and I said, yeah, like I know this stuff like the back of my hand. And she's like, okay, then I think you're experiencing imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
So that was hilarious, because we knew we were going to be talking about imposter syndrome on the next episode, but I didn't know that I was actually feeling it. And I'm so glad that happened, because now I can share, how we're able to overcome it and what you can actually do now that you have awareness around imposter syndrome.
Yes. So I don't think it's something that just goes away forever. I think a little bit of it will stay there. So I think first it's recognizing what you're feeling. If the dialogue sounds anything like, look at all these accomplished people, or I'm not good enough to be here, or I'm not prepared for this, or I really don't know what people think I know, anything like that, I'd say that would be an imposter syndrome.
Right. And also just feeling like you're not prepared all the way, and always trying to be, you become actually a perfectionist because of imposter syndrome. You actually end up, doing even more research than you have to do. You over prepare, and then you over prepare so that you won't feel this fear. But if you just acknowledge that you are having imposter syndrome, you're feeling the fear physically, that can be like sweaty palms, it could be racing thoughts, shallow breath, and just feeling uneasy, just generally feeling like something's gonna happen.
Almost like fight or flight too.
Yeah.
Like you almost kind of want to run away, and like sometimes you don't want to talk to people.
Yeah.
I think for me, a lot of times I don't prepare for things. I just kind of go on the fly, and sometimes that's caused imposter syndrome of like, oh, I don't prepare, they're gonna know, they're gonna find out. But nobody else really knows. It's all in your head. No one knows that you're not prepared. No one knows what you know or don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
And if they would, they probably wouldn't care, honestly. Like we make it such a big deal.
Yeah, we get in our heads about it.
Yeah.
And something you had mentioned is just remembering that, we're all human beings, wherever we're at, whether, you're feeling like you're out of place or somebody else seems like they're feeling like they're out of place. Keeping in mind that we're all equal, we're all the same, we're all human beings going through this amazing experience together, and at some point somebody else was a novice and was your age, and they also went through something similar, so you're not alone.
Yeah, and then you never know what people are going through even now. Like, you may think, oh, these people are so accomplished, or they have all this going on for them, but they may not. It may not be what it seems. So it's like, again, all this is just being made up in our own minds.
Right. A lot of what brings up the imposter syndrome is our conditioned mind and how we think that success should look, or what does this type of person do or say, and how do they act, and all this stuff that's basically we've learned through our culture, through TV, through society, all these different, programs
or
that
pressure from parents, pressure from
or
society.
novelas.
Yeah. So novelas is another one.
We'll talk about that on another episode.
Yeah. So to overcome it, I would say first acknowledge it for what it is, and then recognize that it's something that's totally made up in your mind, and it only exists in your mind. It doesn't exist in the mind of anyone else. Yeah. And then I think you had some other really great suggestions about overcoming it.
Yeah. So one, if you are, going to work, or you're doing a presentation, or in school, or just any type of new environment where you're feeling a little bit uneasy, I would say first thing is have awareness around, what you're feeling, that it could be imposter syndrome. I would ask, did I prepare for this? Did I do the research? Are these questions, is the self-doubt warranted or not? Usually it's not. And then from there, if you're actually at an event or something and you're feeling like that very nervous energy, I would take a bathroom break. I would close the stall. I would then shake it out of your body, do everything you can to just shake it out for 30 seconds. And then once that's done, I would take 6 deep breaths into your belly. Studies have shown that 6 deep breaths actually cause a physiological response that helps you calm down, and it helps your body know that it's safe. And so that way you get the energy out, the nerves out, and then you calm yourself down. And then remember, we're all humans, we're all doing our best. And when you're pushing against the bounds of your comfort zone, this is normal. This is going to happen.
Yes. And congratulate yourself, because if you're feeling it, you're likely in a position where you maybe don't know other people like you that have been in that position. So if you're experiencing imposter syndrome, it means that you're making things happen, that you're breaking barriers.
It's a good sign.
Yeah, you're moving forward. So be aware of that. And instead of being like, oh, I'm a fraud, I'm not supposed to be here. Wow, I am so different. I'm the youngest person, or I'm the only female, the only person of color, whatever it may be. Yeah. That is so great, and being excited about it.
And being excited about being, a newer person, because you are then not jaded by the same stuff that people who have been in that space for a long time, usually, they have a little bit of a callous around new ideas and different perspectives, but being the youngest person or being the first at something or having a different perspective is actually a huge value add. That's how a lot of the big changes are made, because
you're bringing a refreshing new perspective.
Exactly.
For yourself and for those around you as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Definitely.
So if you're experiencing imposter syndrome, congratulations.
Yes.
And keep moving forward and doing everything you're doing.
Yeah, you're doing great. Remember to breathe, and remember to definitely do your homework, but don't become a perfectionist. Don't hold yourself back, and just get out there and have a learning and growth mindset so that you can continue to take yourself to the next level.
Yes, making things happen.
Yes.
So thank you guys so much for watching this episode, and we look forward to sharing the next one with you.
Yeah, send any questions or comments in the section here, and we're happy to get back to you.